Hey, I'm Dr. Reggie from Turning Point and Anger Help Today. I'm excited to share this video with you, and I'm going to give you 5 tips that are constructive ways to deal with anger. You know, many years ago, I was a person that struggled with my anger. I was one of those folks that just kind of lost it, particularly when certain things would happen. And I learned many years ago that anger often occurs for a whole lot of us when someone behaves in a way that goes against our principles or our boundaries or our rules or standards or even ways of thinking. And many years ago, I had a severe anger problem and I would get really upset. It led me actually into counseling. And today I'm a counselor and I am a certified anger management specialist. And I help people all around the country gain control of their emotions, minimize the impact of negative emotions on their life, get a grip on their anger, and change their life. So whether that's through life coaching or our group anger management sessions or one-on-ones, I love helping good people get good control and have better emotional outcomes. So let's jump into this session, but be sure to like, share, subscribe, and hit that bell notification so every week when new content is loaded up, you'll be among the first to know. So to begin with, we need to change how we view anger. You see, anger can actually be a trigger that motivates us to resolve a troubling situation. Anger has benefits in that anger can be that tool that motivates us to handle a situation that has been out of control. You know, as I even think back on my own life, it was years that I was that way. One day I got tired of it and I started to research and study and to grow and finding ways to solve my anger problems. And consequently, I'm here to help you to solve your anger problem. Well, what we should understand is that getting angry with your spouse or a coworker or whomever can actually be a benefit because it will force you to look at an issue that may not have surfaced in order to find a solution. You see, when you get angry, it can be used as a tool to motivate you to now figure out the what, the when, the why, and the root causes, and then work on ways to never return to that same place again. You'll learn to resolve problems if you really pay attention to what's at the foundation of your anger. Not doing so, my friend, will release the potential of anger in your life, which can create tremendous amounts of harm to relationships, to your reputation, and to every area of your life. In many cases, anger which is out of control has caused so many people to even lose their freedom. Some have even lost their life or caused the loss of the life of someone else. So I want to give you 5 tips in this video about how you can constructively use anger in your life. And again, if you get some content out of this video that's beneficial to you, I want you to make sure you leave a comment, let me know which one, and also hit that thumbs up button. All right, let's jump in. Here's number 1. Try to recognize when you're suppressing angry feelings. And one of the worst things that can happen is when you are in touch with the whole world through media, whether that's Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, you name it, TikTok, but you're out of touch with the one person who matters most, and that is yourself. When you stuff feelings down and suppress anger, it's like trying to fill a small trash bag with a yard full of leaves. It's not going to work. It's only going to go so far before all of the leaves are going to fall out of the little bag, and when they fall out, they're going to spill everywhere. The same is true of us when we suppress anger emotions. It's like stuffing all of these feelings, and for many of us, as it was with me, years of emotions, patterns, and years of history of stuffed anger. And guess what happens? Once you run out of little corners in your heart and mind to stuff it in, it's all going to spill out. But it never comes out in a neat, clean, and orderly fashion. In fact, when anger that is out of control spills out, it's just going to mess up everything and everyone that's in the vicinity. So when you recognize that you are actually suppressing feelings of emotion, you're actually suppressing anger, it enables you to be aware of that and to practice better self-care. Because when you do that, you are not treating yourself with the full wellness that you deserve as an individual. But secondly, you also want to work with him or her to resolve the issue. So it's not just about being self-aware, which is critical and number one of these 5 steps to constructively dealing with anger. But the second thing is, now that you are aware of the fact that, I'm actually feeling some anger here. Now you can begin to make an effort to work with the individual with whom you may feel that anger. And the key word is to work with them, not against them. So you want to approach that conversation from an aspect of a desire to resolve an issue and to communicate about an issue rather than coming at them in an aggressive format. You want to work with that person or those persons with the goal of resolution at heart. And here's number 3. Use personal statements while you are discussing the issue. Now, this is critical right here because you can be aware of how you're feeling. You can approach them with the intent of a resolution. But if you come at them the wrong way, it's only going to create that mess all over the place. And that's just going to spread all over everything. So when you use personal statements, what does that look like? Well, very simply, you want to avoid criticizing. You want to avoid placing blame. Well, how do you do that? It's simple. You use I statements rather than you statements. So here's an example. I felt this way. I feel angry when you fill in the blank. Or I feel disappointed when you fill in the blank. Or it made me feel hurt when this happened. And so in that way, your discussion is not about you're such a horrible person, right? That doesn't feel good to have that finger in your face, does it? And I just wanted to show you what it feels like on the other end of this camera. But when we're talking about we're coming with concern over our own emotions, and we're taking ownership of how we feel. It's not blaming. It's just saying what just happened came across to me in this perspective. And here's what makes that so powerful. You're now creating an opportunity for communication with that other side of the conversation to come back and say, well, no, I didn't mean it that way, or I didn't intend it that way, or that's not what I was trying to convey. So you can see already how these tools and techniques can be extremely helpful in terms of making it building blocks and stepping stones rather than demolition. All right? If you're getting something out of the content, hit that thumbs up button right quick. All right? So here's number 4, and this is important as well. Avoid holding a grudge. I know you're already saying this man is cuckoo. It's impossible to not hold a grudge. You don't know what they did to me. Hold on, pump the brakes. I get it. I've not always been who I am. I've not always done what I do for a living. But I've also not always been a person who easily let go of grudges. In fact, that was one of my greatest faults as a human being. But when you hold a grudge, you have not only locked and padlocked and chained the door, you've put up a brick wall where a door used to be. You've removed any possibility of reconciliation. But guess what? The same person who put that wall up, the same person who removed the possibility of any type of resolution and reconciliation is the same individual who can let go of the grudge, even if you don't get an apology. I'll talk about how you can do that in another video, so make sure you subscribe. That's going to be a really good one. All right, let me give you number 5. Whenever it is possible, use humor in order to have a discussion in an angry moment. Now, be very careful about using humor because you don't want to come across as sarcastic or being a jerk. But whenever you can laugh, you release endorphins in your brain that help you to have that happy feeling, and it lightens the mood if it is correctly placed. So if you got something out of these 5 tips to help you be constructive in dealing with your anger, make sure you hit that like button, that thumbs up button, subscribe, leave a comment, and oh, guess what? You can check the description below for helpful content. You can also visit us on our website. We do offer group anger management classes along with individual one-on-one sessions. We'd love to help you to find your turning point and give you the anger help you need. I'm Dr. Reggie. Make sure you subscribe. I look forward to sharing with you in the next episode.